Hi, this is Mark McCraw, Oklahoma children's book author. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather today and have a little technology issues, but I just wanted to come and share some books on this great day for readathon. And so the first book that I want to share with you is called I Was Just About. I was just about to enjoy my friends. I was just about to enjoy my school. So there's the school. I was just about to enjoy my house. I was just about to enjoy my city. So there's a big giant city, all the lights lit up. Then my dad told us the news. We are moving again. I know when I was a child, I used to hate moving all over the place, and but you get new experiences though. Oh no! So he's all upset that he's getting ready to move. I know everything will be okay, even though we are packing today. I will find a new place with a larger space and friends I will meet at school. So that is cool. For at first I thought I was in despair and life was not fair, but now I must prepare for a new place with new friends. So this is I Was Just About, illustrated by Megan McCraw-Teal. Um, this is my daughter, and written by myself. The next one that I'm going to share with you is called Rules, Rules, Rules. This was a fun book that I enjoyed writing, a rhyming book. Today is the first day of school. For everything, there is a rule. Rules, rules, rules. On the bus, nobody is standing in the seats, the bus driver always repeats. For class, recess, lunchroom, and halls, how can I remember them all? In class, my teacher has a lengthy list, but I know there is a twist. I can only remember a few because I am so new. No talking aloud because the classroom is a zone when the teacher is on the phone. In class, we shouldn't play around. We must listen to the teacher without a sound. No temper tantrums or putting up a fuss. No harsh words or a cuss. No pushing, shoving, or teasing. The teachers agree this is not pleasing. My teacher has a rule for us all. However, I am daydreaming about being outside wanting to play with the ball. If I can remember the rules that others hold so dear, we will have a good year. So there we go. My principle, there is no chewing, spinning, running, or hitting, as well as no bullying or spitting. In the lunchroom, there's absolutely no yelling, throwing, or wasting while eating. There is no picking your own seating. At recess, there is no sliding upside down, no fighting or being an obnoxious clown. In the halls, we are not running and keeping our hands to ourselves while standing tall. We are all tiptoeing down the hall. There are so many rules. It is amazing that I can remember them all. My bus driver, teacher, cafeteria worker, principal, and recess monitor expect us to remember this lengthy list, but when I get home, it will all be a mist. So you can see she's not very happy right there. I recognize that rules make me safe and keep me straight. However, I still get irate. Until tomorrow, I start right over, but I wish everyone would go much slower on the rules so I can remember them again. So that's rules, rules, rules. And again, the one I showed you before was I Was Just About. You can find these books on www.markmccraw, markmccraw.com. And the last book I'm going to share with you, this is a tongue twister actually, but it's called Babbling Betty. So you can imagine what's going to happen in this book. Babbling Betty. I always love reading this one too. My name is Betty. I have blonde hair and blue eyes. I am 11 years old. To see the board, I need to use big glasses even when I read books. I have one sister named Barbara who has brown hair and blue eyes. Barbara is so beautiful. She was born before me. Barbara is 12 years old. My sister Barbara is shy, unlike me. We both go to Burnham Elementary in Boston, Massachusetts. We live on 212 Baker Avenue in Bartonville, just outside of Boston. Our blue house has 4 bedrooms with 3 bathrooms. Next to our house is a brown barn. So there's Babbling Betty and Burnham Elementary. My dad, Bob, is a banker. He is about 5'7" and has quite a belly. It is because he eats too much barbecue and too many biscuits. He works at Barton Bank in the downtown area of Boston. When he is at work, he likes to eat bagels. I think this is why he has a big bulging belly. At the bank, my dad gives out bubble gum to the kids. His favorite activity is watching baseball on the television after work. I am learning about the basics of baseball. My mom, Bianca, is about 5 feet 4 inches. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, and she babysits children from the block. On Saturdays, we eat barbecue at Brett's Barbecue Barn. It is a restaurant inside a barn. On Sundays, we go out to breakfast. Dad likes to order bacon and egg biscuits, but I prefer eggs and bacon with 2 slices of bread. So there's Dad. There's Mom holding Mom out there babysitting. Dad at Barton Bank. Mrs. Butler, my fourth grade teacher, is a 6 foot tall lady. She has brown eyes and brown hair. She could be a basketball player because of her big statue. Both of my best friends, Bobby and Brenda, have brown hair and blue eyes. Bobby and Brenda are shorter than I am. People tell me I have a bad problem. I babble. I'm a babbler at home, on the bus, and in class. People describe me as a brainiac who babbles about baseball, butterflies, bowling, and books. Excuse me. I love to read books. At home, I babble to my young pugs, Brutus and Baxter. They were born to listen to me babble. So here we go. You can see the teacher right there, and 6 foot tall teacher, and then you can see the pugs right there. Okay. On the bus, I babble about all the books I've read. When I get to school, I babble in Mrs. Butler's class. My best friends are Bobby and Brenda, who sit in the back row next to me. They could not believe I had read so many books. I like to be a blabbermouth so the other classmates and Mrs. Butler hear me. I like to babble about baseball, butterflies, bowling, and books. Mrs. Butler, Bobby, and Brenda are getting belligerent with me. They realize I am smart because I've read so many books. Brenda and Bobby are getting bored with me. Brenda thinks I can also be bossy when I am not babbling. So as you can tell, we're using the letter B, if you haven't figured that out yet. Because I was bothering Brenda and Bobby, Mrs. Butler moved me to near the blackboard next to the big desk. So she got into trouble for doing that. I am sad about Bobby and Brenda. I thought they were my best buddies. I thought my babbling was fun. Sometimes I feel like I do not belong. I felt betrayed by my best friends. I babbled under my breath at Mrs. Butler. I was not happy about being at the blackboard because I did not think I was bad. I looked forward to leaving the school on the bus because I could babble more there than I could at the blackboard. If the day could not get any stranger, we had two guest speakers, Benjamin and Betsy Hall. They told our class that a UFO with aliens beamed them up to their spaceship. They said they saw blinking lights and a beeping sound up there. Betsy told us she knew it was not just a balloon. She and her husband said it was the biggest UFO ever. Benjamin said he first saw the aliens while driving his 1992 Brown Buick. The Halls claimed they were the only ones to have beamed up. After they beamed up, they said the aliens wiped their minds blank. So there they are in the class, their guest speaker. I did not believe the Hall story, but my other classmates did believe them. I would have shaken in my boots if I had saw an alien. They wanted the class to believe their weird story. I was not sure about believing them because their story was baffling. Being a babbler myself, I did not listen to their babbling. Other classmates believed them because they had seen it in alien books at the library. That's why it's really good to go to the library and get new books and stuff like that. On the bus, I wondered why I got into trouble for babbling in class. I was certain I could stop babbling again. After thinking, I do not think I am mad at Bobby and Brenda for being bored with my babbling. I could try and stop babbling. One time, on a long and boring trip to Birmingham, Alabama, my dad became irritated by my babbling the whole time. My mother did not like my babbling either. My babbling was greater until Dad gave me the largest pack of bubble gum. I knew why my dad gave me bubble gum. It was to get me to stop babbling so much. So think about a wad of bubble gum just being shoved in her mouth. So on the trip, my dad stopped at Bird's gas station. All right, so remember they're on their trip. My dad did not know I threw away the bubble gum in the bathroom. My dad had a battle plan for my constant babbling. He gave me his backup bubblegum pack that he keeps for babbling children in his back pocket. This was all because my babbling was bothering them. When we were at home, my mom and dad love it when I go to bed. They think it is a blessing when I am not babbling. I think I can still read books without babbling about them all the time. I have a babbling disease. They call me Big Mouth, but I know how brilliant I am because I read many books. I should stop babbling or my best friends will not bear the babbling. Before my babbling becomes boisterous, I must write on the board, I will not babble, I will not babble, I will not babble. Just when I thought babbling was under control, I met the boy of my dreams. My classmate Ben was a new boy in class who wowed me. He just moved to Boston and enrolled in my classroom. He had dreamy brown hair and blue eyes. Now I cannot stop babbling about him. He does not mind me babbling. Guess what? He is a known babbler too. He loves to talk about books and baseball. So there's the new boy that moved in to the elementary school. Babblers cannot help themselves. Babbling is in our blood. I told Ben all about baseball, butterflies, bowling, and books. I even babbled about eating bacon and my dad eating biscuits. I talked about my dad having a big belly. I held nothing back with my big, blissful babbling. I had found my true beau. Ben thought I was beautiful but wanted to be best buddies. This is not what I wanted. Oh well, Ben and I became Mrs. Butler's fourth grade class's best babblers. We got a beautiful babbling trophy, and Ben and I are buddies because we love babbling. At least our classmates will never get bored. Alrighty then, you can check me out. I've written 11 books and in three anthologies. You can also find me on Amazon. Again, it's www.markmccraw.com. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of the readathon.